Hello and welcome to Ingenuity Digital's webinar on how YouTube can help your organic search campaign. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules. We do appreciate you joining us. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dean Skidmore. I'm the Director of Ingenuity Digital, and I'm joined today by Dan Tobin, who's one of our Senior Technical Account Managers, Campaign Managers based in Harrogate, and Kiki, who's one of our SEO Analysts. So a little bit of background on Ingenuity Digital, just so you know the type of people that you're dealing with. We're a fully integrated digital marketing agency. We've got offices in London, Leeds and Harrogate. We're calling you today from centre of London in Heron Tower. Clients we work with include AXA Insurance, Towergate Insurance, My Wardrobe, Best Western, Optical Express, and a whole bunch of SMEs as well. But let's crack on. So first of all, let's just concentrate on the house rules. It'll probably take about an hour today, this webinar. And what we're going to do is we're going to answer any questions as we go. So if you've got any questions you'd like answered, what we ask you to do is at the top of your screen, you'll see a small drop-down bar. And in that drop-down bar, there's a little section called Chat. Just click on the chat box, type in your question, and Dan and Kiki will gladly answer the question as we go. If you're having trouble hearing this presentation, then also please notify us using that chat box there as well. So, at this point, I'll hand over to Dan. Dan's going to take us through the presentation, very much concentrating on a specific case study with Red Bull, who, when it comes to YouTube optimization, are very much our best in show and really set the standards. So I'll be quiet now. I'll hand over to Dan. Dan, over to you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dean. Yeah, thanks for joining us on the webinar. It's great that so many of you could make it. And again, just to reiterate, it's YouTube's best practices, tips, and insights for maximum online visibility to help your business succeed in such an important channel. As Dean mentioned, I'm Daniel. I'm based up in Harrogate. You can see a little picture of me there. So if anyone, my email address as well. So if anyone wants to get in contact or anyone wants to actually talk to me, please do so. I'm sure we can have a chat after this webinar or further down the line. So I just want to go through the agenda for today's webinar. And it's very much concentrated on two areas, which is optimization and community. So just to go through at a glance, just to give you a heads up of what we're going to look at. So in the optimization section, we're going to be looking at metadata, thumbnails, annotations, your channel page or the channel page of Red Bull, as Dean mentioned in this case study, the channel feed, how to reach all audiences, YouTube analytics and how that can help, direct further videos or future videos you may be looking at, and obviously a checklist for that. And then we'll go on to the community. So how do you build your community, which is super important in the digital sort of the world at the moment. Promotion and collaboration. So working with other brands or other subscribers and cross promotion on different social channels. Also looking at Google+. As you know, YouTube is a Google product, so we're very much advocates of Google products themselves. So Google+ is huge for SEO and for digital marketing. Blog outreach, promotion on YouTube, and the checklist following that. And as Dean mentioned, if you have any sort of questions throughout the webinar, please do sort of type in into the little box as Dean said, and we'll do our best to answer throughout the session and obviously following on after the session. So just want to get a bit of background on YouTube itself. It doesn't really need too much of an introduction. It's a huge platform, and as you can see here, it's the world's second largest search engine, so bigger than Bing, Baidu, Yahoo, any of those. It's second just to Google itself. More than 1 billion unique users visit YouTube each month. Again, it's a huge audience. And these figures here and these little snapshots of how big YouTube is just gives you a bit of an idea of the potential market there is, and it's just so many unique visitors and people using the internet that could potentially see your product. One of my own interest is when you look at over 6 billion hours of video are watched each month on YouTube. So again, just reiterating how important it is as a social platform and as a rich media tool for online marketeers to use to exemplify, to magnify and to send the right messages about your product and your brand. So that's the facts. That sort of set the scene for YouTube. Now let's get into more details about the optimization itself. Okay, the next slide I want to talk about is titles as well. Much like you're probably familiar with website title tags, it's quite similar in a way to a type tag or an H1 tag. It gives a strong indication of what the video is actually about. only the first 60 characters will show in the search results. So yeah, we do like a traditional title. You don't want to stuff it. You want it to be accurate as possible. One of the Google recommendations is that you always have keywords first and your branding second. Make sure that the title reinforces the thumbnail as well. So the actual thumbnail that you're looking at, and making sure that that title matches up to that. You want to improve click-through rates as much as possible, and the way to do that is have accurate title tags. I'm just going to pull in just we can go through it now live on the page. As you can see here, so this is a title tag that I've highlighted here. Again, the athlete machine, Red Bull Cluj. And this is again what needs to be optimized throughout all the videos you ever upload to YouTube. If you don't, they'll have a default .mov.mov with a string of numbers. And again, it's not user friendly, it's not Google friendly, it's not YouTube friendly. So title tags, keep them succinct, keep them accurate, and just make sure they're there every time a video is uploaded. Okay, the next thing I want to describe is talk about is the description. Obviously, the description is super important as well. It should accurately describe your video in 1 or 2 seconds. However, sometimes there's a bit of a boilerplate here, and I'll bring up this example in a second. Only 140 characters show in the search results. So again, like a meta description in the search results in a normal search, like on a web search, you want to make sure that that is as accurate as possible, and it has as much information sort of front-loaded, but not keyword stuffed. Because the last thing you want to do is, you want to detract viewers from a good video, which in this case, Red Bull have done very well. In the description as well, you can link to sites, related videos, channels, playlists. It can drive viewers to subscribe as well. So if I pull up the example here in the same video, let me pick it up. You can see here. So published on November the 11th, 2012. You can see some of the sort of URL shorten is there to other videos. It could be anything related to that video. It could be, again, behind-the-scenes footage, some insightful videos there that you can only get to by clicking on this description. Again, a bit of a description of what the actual video is about, as you can see here where my cursor is over. Below that, there's a line break, and then there's a generic sort of boilerplate that Red Bull put on each of their videos. It's very, very powerful. It can reinforce social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and it can obviously drive people to actually subscribe to the video. Obviously, one thing we're going to talk about later is actually the community and the engagement and keeping those viewers. Don't trick viewers into clicking. Yeah, it's a given. It's much like your website title as well. Just as long as it's honest, as long as it's descriptive, both titles and descriptions should match what the video is itself. Thumbnails. Thumbnails are also very important as well. These can be chosen by yourself or customizable. A thumbnail shows them in different formats, sizes across all platforms, and outside of it as well. You see some of the things I point out here, you can customize them, but even if you don't customize them, they should be clear, they should be in focus, high resolution. Red Bull are market leaders at this. You can see from the thumbnails and from the results list that they've got great thumbnails. It's really sort of intriguing. You want to go into the video and see, did someone make that jump? Did someone fall off a cliff? Did they crash? Well, it's a great example there of a really sort of optimized thumbnail. Again, make sure that high resolution, make sure that the thumbnail's high resolution, bright, contrast, well framed. There's no point in having a thumbnail that you can't actually make out what the video is about. It can really help with click-through rate, and that click-through rate again is super important. That it's sending good signals to Google. The last thing you want is for a poor thumbnail, for a good video to have a poor thumbnail and to affect the click-through rate. If we look at some of the thumbnails, some of the thumbnails here, again, you can see them, real good action shots. Even if the video starts in a black, in a black canvas or just a generic shot, these have been made so that it's like, wow, really intriguing. I want to see what that guy's doing. I want to see what these people are doing, and you're more likely to click through. So again, so it's in a way it's basics, but there's a lot of brands and there's a lot of users on YouTube or creators that don't do it. So what you need to ensure that there's a simple checklist you go down every time you upload a video. And there's a checklist that we can share with you after this presentation of what you need to do to ensure that your videos are going to be maximized, amongst your competition. Also in YouTube search as well, you can see video, and that's the sort of video results. So thumbnails. So if you put in Red Bull videos, you'll see obviously videos come up. Red Bull's, as mentioned before, it's a market leader in YouTube. I mean, they're the most popular YouTube channel out there. Millions of subscribers. It's a huge platform, and it's very effective for them. If we actually go into the SERP itself, you can actually see how effective these are. So if I have to open a new tab, for instance, I just type in Red Bull videos. And there we go. And it just shows you straight away. The thumbnail is there. Okay, and it's really interesting. That's the actual point of Felix actually jumping out of the space pod. So again, it's like, okay, oh wow, I want to see that because it's right in the tip. Someone going, if you look in the video below, it's someone going down a ramp, ready to to do some kind of move on his bike. So again, it's really intriguing. I'm thinking, oh God, I want to see what happens next. So it's something that we really strongly recommend that you do in each of your videos, and not keep it as generic, or keep it as the black canvas that starts in the beginning of the video. Okay. I think someone sent through a question. One second. So I'm just going to. Like I said before, feel free to send questions. As and when, and I'll try and best answer them as I can. This one's. Sorry, this is one of the guests talking about. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a valid point. Although that YouTube recommends that you put the keywords first and the brand second. One of my guests is actually asking, so why is Apple? Why is all the Apple videos starting with Apple? And that's because it's much like in sort of organic search as well on a title tag. If a brand's sort of highly searched for, such as Apple, such as say ASOS, for instance, the more likely people are going to search for the brand, and if they search for the brand, they want to return that videos. However, smaller businesses, more specific industries or businesses should pick keywords first, especially if you're competing for a particular product, a particular category, or a particular service, and you don't have that brand presence like Apple or ASOS do. It's advisable you put the keywords first. So hopefully that answers your question. And feel free, if you want to talk about it more after the call, please do get in touch. Okay, next I want to talk about annotations. Again, part of the optimization area. Annotations are clickable text overlays on YouTube videos, and they can be done in a number of ways. However, they usually ask for to subscribe or to like or favorite the video or share the video, and sometimes as well they actually promote you to go to another video. Again, which is just quite often you'll find that when they promote another video, it's on their channel, so you're staying within their channel. And again, it's really good metrics for Google to see that. Again, if you look at my points I've made here, to link to other videos in the series. So, for example, if it was the Athlete Machine Part 1, you'd want to link to Athlete Machine Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, and then by doing that, you're engaging with the user, you're keeping them on your channel, you're sending the right signal to Google. Also, link to playlists as well. Playlists, are an excellent, sort of tool to keep people engaged with not only your videos, but videos that they find interesting too, and other channels. A lot of collaboration we're seeing more and more collaboration on Google. Also, it gives you the opportunity to link to your social media accounts. So within YouTube itself, on the link art, you can link to all your YouTube accounts, link to your social media accounts, sorry, and you can do the same with annotations as well. The best practice, though, is don't place them in the lower third or the very top of the video. The reason for that is because if you play it in the bottom third of the video, it's more likely to be sort of overrun by adverts at the beginning. Don't obstruct the actual content as well. At the end of the day, if someone's come to see your video, why on earth they want to see their face covered with an annotation asking you to subscribe or asking you to go elsewhere? So it's about being it's about being subtle. It's about promoting something that you truly believe that's going to be interesting to a user. So, for example, if it's I wouldn't expect to see someone doing a skydive. I wouldn't expect to see then an annotation taking me to a kitchen shop, for example, to buy a blender. Obviously very far-fetched, but that's the kind of mentality. Well, that's the kind of thinking that you want to stay away from. It's trying to keep and subtly, that in a way, the hard work's already done by someone coming to your video. If you're promoting something, if you're reviewing something, the hard work's already done. So it's not, you don't have to do like a hard sell to get them to go somewhere. It's just these subtle hints of what how you can improve their experience. So you don't want to obstruct them, you don't want to bombard them either. They don't have like 10 annotations in a video. What we generally find is that larger brands, they'll ask you to subscribe in the first in the first minute or the first 30 seconds. And then what we might see is a spotlight overlay, a spotlight annotation at the top right there, so that little red box, that can stay there for the whole video. Excuse me one second, I've just got to cough. Yeah, sorry about that. My daughter's only a few months old, and she comes over and she's given me a few colds and flus. So I'm battling through it, but yeah, I'm going to take it through this presentation, and we'll still get some really good benefit out of it. Yeah. So again, be creative as well. So in that spotlight box, you can add in text, you can add in anything you want really that is going to improve the user experience, and that's what it's about here. It's not trying to, as I said before, do the hard sell. It's just the subtle hints to keep within the channel, to keep within that brand. Okay. Also, what's really important as well is the channel page, and what the channel page is it's like a big window for the site, a big window for the YouTube channel. Again here. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that it's well organized and optimized with the right metadata. There's no point in having really optimized videos, but then not having an optimized channel page, and vice versa. Everything has to be like a sort of a holistic approach throughout the whole YouTube channel and the YouTube as a marketing channel itself. So you need to make sure that the channel name is in line with your business, the description's there, the icon and the channel art. In terms of the channel art, I've seen many brands not actually use artwork at all, and it's very generic. I wouldn't recommend that. Again, as I said, it's free advertising space. It's like a big banner that you can put on top of your page, and it's on YouTube, and it's a huge audience reach. So you have to really reinforce what the company's all about or what your product's all about. Obviously, the Red Bull icon, iconic, but then keep it in there, and then you can see the actual where my cursor is now. You can see the links, and this will be done in the artwork sort of settings or the edit option that you can actually put these links in there. Again, Red Bull, simple. Red Bull, that's the brand name. Nothing more needs to be said there. The description is relatively short compared to video descriptions. However, there's content throughout the whole YouTube, your Red Bull's whole, YouTube page. So I would definitely continue. Well, I'll take Red Bull as a kind of I guess a bit of a market leader there. As you see, if we go to the site live, I mean, they've got 3 million subscribers. 3 million subscribers, 701 million views. It's incredible. Again, channels we like down here, which we'll go into a bit later. You can use the channel art there as well, so just to see that for you. Okay. Subscribe and subscribe viewers see different versions of channel. Yeah, that's very true. That a subscribed person to Red Bull will see different versions of the channel. So if you do like something, or if you are trying to promote yourself, promote people to subscribe to the channel. Because if you can do that, you give them much more insight into your brand as well. The optimization of the channel page. I mean, I'll go through this slide, and then we can actually go into YouTube itself and have a look down there. Yeah. So the sections are the main organization tools for channels. So where you see these section arrows, this can all be organized to your liking. The sections, make the channel page easy to browse. They can be created directly from, playlists or actions such as likes or recommended videos or series. You can annotate sections from a video, create other channels' content, organize content into groups, organize videos, playlists, or channels. So if we actually look at the channel itself, down here, what to watch next, recent activity, featured. They got 2013 series, okay, and then Streets and Adventures. You had six videos within that 2000. Well, six videos within Streets and Avenues videos. Sheckler Session, Season 2. Again, it's that continuity and of making like a series, I suppose like a soap opera in a way. It's a continuation of a story, and that's what they're trying. That's what Red Bull are doing very well here, and they're keeping people engaged. And that's helped with scheduling and such as. I mean, again, specific areas: water sports, bike, motorsports, winter sports. They do it very well. They've organised very well, and it's not just a case of well, YouTube's just really important for organic search now for my overall marketing campaign. Okay, let's just get lots of videos on there. It's how active you are in this channel and how you organise it, which is obviously key, because there's no point in it's like sending out a video with no optimized data or not promoting on other channels. You have to ensure that it's actually taken care of and managed properly. Okay. So the channel feed, again, this comes back to the frequency of updating as well. So activities. So if an individual goes onto the YouTube page, and they're subscribed to several different channels or brands, such as say, so if you're interested in fashion, for instance, say you're interested in ASOS, you're interested in Debenhams, you're interested in Frasers, you're interested in Selfridges. On your subscriptions, when you see uploads or all activity, you'll see what these channels have uploaded. So it's kind of like a competition of who can upload the most in a way. So the more frequency you have of uploading things, the more likely someone to see it. And what you can do is, if you have all activity, you can also see other things, uploads, liked videos, videos added to playlists, channel posts, comments, channel subscriptions, favorited videos. So what that does show you is the frequency of updating, and it's something, and it's similar to the website content. It's the frequency of that content, and if Google can see it frequently, and if you can see that you're interacting with you're trying to interact with your audience, they're going to benefit you for that. And not only that, it's a great branding exercise as well. If your logo and your channel page is always popping into subscriptions feed on from a certain user, it looks really good. So if we actually go to the subscriptions, so for example, I'm a bit of a geek, I guess, with computers. So I've subscribed to a few channels. IGN's obviously a big video game network, but again, it can show you all activity. So if you go into all activity, just 1 second, I'll take this. It can show you uploaded video, uploaded videos, Red Bull uploaded video watched, all these uploaded videos, lots of videos uploaded. I haven't been that active in liking these videos, which I should be, I guess, but it just shows you the frequency of these videos being uploaded. IGN, obviously with the sort of launch of Xbox and PlayStation 4, IGN's all over pretty much the video uploading videos at the time. So then 8 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 10 hours ago. So they're very, very active in this channel, which is great to see. And that's why they're, again, another successful brand to watch. Okay, regional audiences as well, and this is where sort of YouTube analytics comes into play. Obviously, it's a global platform, and it's a global platform, and it's not necessarily the case of, okay, I've uploaded a video, only my friends in Yorkshire are going to watch it. It's not the case anymore. Everyone's got access to it, including foreign language speakers and viewers with disabilities. So it's to ensure that through YouTube analytics, you can actually see obviously where demographics come from and geographies that people are viewing your videos. So, for example, if you upload a video there that's very sort of, well, it's a generic video, but it's been captioned and transcribed into one certain language. If there is sort of demand in another country for your product, and they're looking on YouTube for these certain products, it gives you the opportunity there to see what other videos you can sort of create, or not even create, just edit. In terms of you could just you could transcribe in a different language. You could add captions onto the video as well, and it just shows that by doing so, you might have a longer, sort of, a more better results in analytics YouTube analytics as a result of that. So it is great to see opportunities and where opportunities are, but also use as much metadata. So use the caption and subtitles, to improve the visibility of the site and to improve the visibility of the video. Going on to YouTube Analytics now. It's probably one of the most underutilized features on YouTube itself. What it helps you to do is it helps you to understand your audience. It monitors the channel's performance. You can investigate trends and changes across key metrics, and it helps you develop strategies going forward as well. In YouTube Analytics, what you can see is who your viewers are. Your viewers are finding your videos. What makes your videos come and go? For example, I recently put a video online of a gentleman singing in a local town, and you can see where people start dropping off. And I purposely made the sound, like the microphone. I turned up the microphone for 30 seconds after 1 minute to see if that would have an effect, and all of a sudden everyone just dropped off, as you can imagine. So that's a dramatic case. But what you want to see is, what I can tell you is that if there's any sound problems or any visual problems, or if the camera goes out of focus and you see people dropping off, off the video, you can go back to it next time and say, okay, I need to ensure that this video is completely sort of error-free going forward. YouTube Analytics is a great tool. We'll actually go into it now on my own channel to have a look. Just to pre-warn you, I don't know we get nowhere near the views that Red Bull does. I don't have the production values of Red Bull, but it just gives you a little bit of a snippet into what analytics looks like. It also helps with engagement as well. Know why viewers subscribe, how effective your annotations are. For example, if you put one on the left side of the video rather than the right side, what difference does that make? Like A/B testing to our website. How fans interact with the video, or do they share it? That kind of thing. So we can actually, if we go to the My Analytics now. So if you want to get into analytics, what you have to do is you go into your channel. So that's me. You go into your brand's channel. You go to Video Manager, and you go to Video Manager. If you can see that Video Manager there, you'll be taken to more submenus. You go down to Analytics, and you go to Overview. As I mentioned before, it's nowhere near Red Bull. However, what we can see is we can drill down into things like the views, the demographics, the playback locations, the traffic sources. And traffic sources could be, direct mobile, could be people going straight to YouTube, for example. It could be from an app. The devices, what device they're using, the audience retention. You can see my views are not great. However, this is the one I trialed, and please do go on and look at the video if you like. It's not that interesting, but it does show you some metrics, and I can sort of explain where people dropped off and why they dropped off. And again, it's to do with thumbnail, to do with the title tag, it's to do with the description. You don't want to mislead anyone. In analytics, there's a lot of things you can play around with: subscribers, likes, dislikes, favorites, comments, sharing, annotations. So there's really a lot of sort of metrics to work with, and what you do with that is then you can tailor your videos going forward to ensure that you are hitting your target audience in the right way. Community. So building a community. So this is more going into the engagement side of things now. The community is key. As I said before, it's no longer the case of you just upload a video and then you just leave it. It's about engaging with your audience. And as much as it may feel like hard work, but the end results are fantastic. There's more people talking about your brand, and Google realizes that as well. So if you're doing all the sort of social platforms as the sole purpose of improving your rankings, yes, there is a factor in the Google algorithm about social platforms and YouTube, especially with Google Plus and YouTube. It's their own product, so utilize their products as best you can. Okay, so yeah, build an engaged community around your content on YouTube. It will turn viewers into social advocates. So, for example, if we go back to a Red Bull, the Stratos event when the sort of Felix jumped out the sort of space pod, which was huge news, and obviously made all the headline papers and news channels around the world. Red Bull have been planning that for a long time, for 7 years in fact. And to build up to that, so it's what YouTubers sort of start calling that sort of a tent pole. And so it's basically you're just seeding the information at an earlier stage, and that's through Facebook, through Twitter, through Google Plus now. What can you seed and what can you detail about that event that's coming up in? It'll be 3 years. It could be Felix's diet. It could be his training schedule. It could be that he was training at altitude in certain areas of the world, and documenting that. But then when the actual event happened, YouTube was there. So you're building an audience up to YouTube, so it's as much as like an event in a way. And as you know yourself, I go back to the figures, but there's more and more people using YouTube on a daily basis. So it's really important that you seed sort of information on other channels if you're building up to something. So you can, and if you look at my points here as well, you can develop relationships with top contributors. They could follow your page. So, for example, this is huge news. So I can imagine people from the Independent or the Daily Mail or the Times to follow this, or to comment and follow this Facebook, diary of Felix. Because they know they anticipate it's going to be such big news. So it's definitely something to bear in mind. Spur conversion, use off-platform social tools to engage with your community is key. But yeah, so just make sure that it's seeded across other platforms. Okay, if we look at community cross-promotion and collaboration as well, we recommend that. Well, Red Bull have done a great job here. That they're not just trying to keep all the brand, all the traffic themselves. They also have channels that they like. So by doing so, you're reaching between relevant channels to reach new audiences. And they do this through in-video promotion, channel promotion, shared topics and playlists, and subscriber box sharing. I'm just going to concentrate on a couple of points at the moment on these, but for example, if you look at the Red Bull page on the left there, it's channels we like, channels Red Bull likes. So they're not just saying, okay, go to us. I mean, obviously they have some of their products in there as well. However, they're also talking about GQ magazine, GoPro, so Ali Sports, Burton Snowboards. No, so they're talking about that target market, because you can imagine some of the GoPro head cam. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with these. It's filming, a jump from a mountain bike in the Sierra Nevada desert or something, and it may even be that someone in the Red Bull team has done that. So it's like they're utilizing each other's brand to hit the same target audience, even though, because for example, there's no direct competitor to Red Bull there. GQ magazine is not a competitor, nor is GoPro, nor is Burton Snowboards. But what they're doing is they're saying this is the kind of area, and this is the kind of people that and the audience that is within our sort of realm and who we talk to, and this should be part of our community. If you look at the right box there, the Red Bull Rampage 2013, it's in collaboration with Internet Explorer. Obviously, Internet Explorer had a big push the last couple of years with advertising, which is evident on TV, it's evident on evident online as well. But again, it's just that collaboration between brands, not direct competitors, but how they can work together to reach an audience that would sort of mutually benefit both, mutually beneficial. Internet Explorer is, they want to be seen as, I'm sure you've seen from the adverts, they want to be seen as the cool sort of browser, and that's why they probably teamed up with Red Bull. Okay, we're going to continue with community in Google+, and it's something I briefly mentioned earlier. Google Plus is key. It really is, and it's a great channel. It's a great tool to promote, YouTube. It's a great tool to promote other, sort of pieces of news that the Red Bull, the brand, may be talking about. It's very easy to connect Google Plus and YouTube, and it's very easy to promote your YouTube channels or the videos on Google Plus. And again, if anyone's having a difficulty trying to set this up, I'm sure I can. If you contact me after this webinar, we can help you out with that. But again, it goes back to the channel art. If you look at the bottom right there, it's linked to Google Plus, obviously with sort of Instagram and Facebook and Twitter there, along with the brand, or along with the website. But it's very easy to edit the channel art. To be honest, I think we can actually go in now and see if there's actually. Okay. So we go into, so for instance, so this is my sort of my page here. Obviously, it's nowhere near the scale of Red Bull. I keep telling that. I'm slightly embarrassed. So if we go to edit the channel art, and again, all you need to do to this is be signed into your YouTube account. So then, see, you can select a photo from the computer, or you can drag and drop a photo from your network as well. So that can go in there. So your photos, galleries. Okay, how to create art, and then also what you can do as well is edit the art links, edit links. So that's the art, and then what you can do here is add. So social links, overlay the first two on social links on channel art. What I can do there is I can actually choose from 1 to 4, so I can actually choose 4 social links. At the moment I've got Google Plus and I've got Twitter. Very easy to add another one, and if you want to add another one and then have that overlay, you select 3 there. So hopefully everyone's got that. And again, if anyone needs any assistance with that, it's a job we can do for you. Okay, so cancel that. Okay, so go back to the presentation. Yeah, so if I want to continue with Google Plus, and I'd like to go to there just to show you a bit of the Google Plus channel that Red Bull have as well. But again, you can see here the videos, other videos that they've sort of uploaded, and it's very simple to actually share a video. So for example, if I'm on this page, if I go back to one of Red Bull's pages, I see annotations. Go back to annotations up here. But then again, it's very easy to share. I can share, click share. Share it on Google Plus, share to Google Plus. This is my Google Plus, so if I want to share that, just click the share button, and then once this is uploaded, I just have to click. You can choose what you want to write in there. Like, so this is an excellent video I found. This is amazing. Amazing. All you need to do then, set it to public, share. So as you can see yourself, it's very, YouTube has become so user-friendly that it's very easy to share things, it's a really, really good tool to cross-promote things. So let's go back to the presentation now. And obviously on Google Plus, you got Google Hangouts, which you can actually promote live events that can happen on your, on the YouTube channel. This can be promoted via Google Plus or via any means, to be honest. But Google Plus, obviously being a Google product, and obviously with YouTube, it really helps. What you can do here is, if you have maybe if you're in, say, in the fashion world, or if you have a particular service that you're launching, and it's an event, say if you had a catwalk fashion, you say a new shoe launch, and you were doing a catwalk fashion session, you could have a live event, a YouTube event, and you can actually film it live. And what you do with that is you promote it on your social channels beforehand. Again, coming back to the space jump, I'm not saying you have to plan 7 years in advance for shoes, but what you could do is you promote on Twitter, YouTube, Google Plus, Facebook, and you can promote the video and say, okay, it's going to be at this time on Hangouts on Air. It's a public Hangout on Air, and again, Hangouts on Air is something, again, if anyone's more interested in talk about, we could talk about that further. If Hangouts on Air, and then again from there, the video is live, interactive, a Q&A session live on your Google Plus page at the same time. So it's really, really, really great to see that Google are really and YouTube are really coming together to do this. Also, again, community, blog outreach as well. Obviously, being Red Bull, extreme sports, personalities, artists, people that are jumping off buildings and bikes of Grand Canyons. They want to associate themselves with that target audience, and again, so it's you would like to think that they're more than happy. So make a video embeddable. So what you can do is they can take the video from the YouTube channel, embed it on your adventure site or your extreme sports site. Again, by doing so, if this blog has relevant sort of readership and following, they're more likely to click back to the Red Bull video, go to the channel, subscribe. So it's a great way to really increase the audience. Okay, so one thing I want to go over as well is community promotion on YouTube. And what I mean by that is actually paid promotion, so AdWords for video. So available in TrueView ad formats. We have, so on the furthest left, we have in search, and this is on so people are bidding on Red Bull, and that's above the sort of Red Bull branded results. On the right, top right, and it's personally my favorite, is in stream. Usually I like to see because it's a video and it's usually high production values. It's when the video comes up before the actual the video you're trying to see itself, and you can usually click off after about 5 seconds. The advertiser only gets paid if someone watches it post 30 seconds. So again, it's about getting straight to the video. You don't want too much of a long sort of intro. Straight to the video, high production values, looks great. Someone says in 30 minutes, and then that's how you advertise. In display as well. So when you're actually watching a video, on the top right is like a sort of a very sort of soft red color, like you see with like you see a different tone with PPC as well in the general search. You'll see that it's an ad sponsored there. So that's just something to bear in mind. The way you do this, the way that you can manage this is through your Google AdWords campaign. Well, Google AdWords sort of sign-in. I'm unsure if any of you got sign-ins at the moment. I'm sure you have, but it's very easy to manage. And what you can do with this is based on the YouTube analytics, you can look into, and based on Google AdWords sort of feedback, you can obviously target types of video remarketing, placement targeting, interest category targeting as well. It's a great platform to use, and if you're used to PPC, it's a quite seamless process to actually to go on the YouTube ads as well. Promotion on YouTube, again, ad performance in YouTube Analytics to see what percentage of your viewership is coming from advertising on YouTube. Again, all these sort of analytical and data tools really do help you shape what you're going to be doing for the next, over the coming months, much like it is for your organic videos or your non-paid videos and your ads. You can use YouTube Analytics to see exactly where people are dropping out. Where are they going? Are they subscribing? Are they not subscribing? Are they liking? Are they not liking? And what is the reason for that? And then from there, you can really plan a successful campaign. A lot of extra information can be found at the YouTube Creator Playbook. Really a great source. I mean, obviously, it's always great to hear from the sort of the horse's mouth. As one says, you can download a PDF. It's quite a hefty document, but it's very, very detailed. What we've covered now is very sort of top level, but if you download this, and again, once we send you the presentation after this, you can see it yourselves. And if you have any questions with it, please do get in contact with us. Okay, so yes, I'm happy to answer any questions now, and I think we've got a couple through already. Just 1 second, so I'm just going to go through these. Okay, I've got one question talking about blog outreach. So can you go into more? Can you go more into blog outreach? And 1 second, I'm just going to. In terms of blog outreach itself, it's post Penguin World. It's super important that it's the blog outreach is with the right blogger and the right readership. As with any sort of search, organic search, it's not about just a site, linking to you. It's about that personality. So, for example, if Red Bull have got some, if one of the athletes has got his own personal blog, and they're linking back to some Red Bull product or not the drink or a Red Bull event, that's perfectly natural. What we wouldn't advise that you're using YouTube just to get links. It's almost as though the link's the afterthought. So what I think is what I think you should do is create relationships. Engage with the audience, and if it's a really good blogger and they want to use your videos, then yeah, I would definitely let them use your videos. And if they're going to link back to your site as well, then that's great. If you can host the videos, even better. So yeah, hopefully I've answered that question. If not, I said the question is quite vague in terms of going into more about blog outreach. There's so much stuff we can talk about. So by all means, please do email me, straight after this, and we'll definitely look at, I'll give you a detailed answer, and maybe have a chat about it. Yeah, I think Adam was the person right about the blog outreach, and there's a couple of comments here, so I'm just digesting them first, Adam. I just want to obviously give you the most informed answer in the short time we have as possible, and then again, I think it'll be great to take offline. If you look at G, as it looked like G Plus you had, yeah, I mean G Plus Google Plus is a great platform. YouTube for blog outreach. You can use them both for blog outreach, to be honest, Adam. What you want to do is have that integration there. Is that as much as you would want to have a YouTube video, as on someone else's site, or if someone wants to link back to you, I would try and engage with them on a sort of a personal level, rather on a G Plus level, rather than it just being a link. You have to ensure that it looks as natural as possible. yeah, I'm aware there's lots of sort of techniques out there to try and improve rankings. However, if it is natural, if someone wants to use your G+ page or your YouTube page and they want some information off that, I'm sure there's a conversation you can have there with that person to ensure that it's natural and it's in line with both of your sort of audiences. There's no point in having if you're selling kitchens, there's no point in having an extreme sports, video that's got lots of so another comment just come through, so I'm just going to look at this. Yes, I mean, just to tie that, but relationships are really the linkable asset. So just to ensure that you're engaging with this person, if that's the case. But for example, I'm unsure what you're selling. If it's a kitchen, you don't want an extreme sports video in there just because it's got lots of views and it's more likely to drive traffic. It needs to match with your direction and your objectives. I'm just going to read another question here. Okay, yeah, Adam. Well, thanks for your message there. I think we will. What we'll do is we'll catch up after this call, and we can go over some recommendations for you to take that. So yes, so thanks for that. Does anyone have any more questions to come through? I mean, hopefully this presentation's been, it's been quite high level, but hopefully it's been quite informative. And by all means, if you would like to, like to take things offline, I'm more than happy to help anyone out and discuss, ways that you can improve, you can improve your online, visibility. Again, YouTube is key, Google Plus is key, all the social channels are key. However, there needs to be a strategy in place. So I don't recommend, just going onto YouTube purely because you think it might benefit your organic rankings. Although it's a factor in the ranking algorithm. It's going to become a bigger factor. However, it needs to be a natural campaign. And it's something that the big brands are doing very well. We can take lead from them. However, I can understand for small businesses, there's some other tactics that we can utilize to help these smaller businesses. So by all means, please feel free to contact me after this session. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pass back to Dean now, the director of ID. But yeah, it's been a pleasure speaking to everyone, and yeah, by all means, please do get in touch.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you, Dan. That was really insightful. That was excellent. That was a really good session. Thank you, and thank you everybody else that's on the line here today. That's dialed in and phoned into the session. It was really good, really good. Just to let you know, we do run regular webinars and breakfast seminars. We're based here in Heron Tower, which is in the central the city of London, right in the heart of things. We're 2 minutes stop away from Liverpool Street Station, 5 minutes from Bank. We're in the Heron Tower, which is the big building, the bigger building, I say, next to the Gherkin. So, yeah, please look out for invitations to our breakfast seminars. We run them usually every 6 weeks or so. And I know there's a couple of people that have joined us today on the call, friends at CAFOD, that they've attended our breakfast seminars in the past. So hopefully, you think they're of value and worthwhile, and you're going to grow your skill sets by attending these events. What will happen from here on in? We will. This has been recorded, so this will be downloaded onto the Ingenuity Digital website. That should be downloadable and accessible from Monday. If you just go into Google, type in International SEO Agency, put my money where my mouth is here, we should appear number 1. And we'll also, for those of you who have attended it live today, we'll also email it to you directly. So you'll be getting this in the next, you should get it by the close of play on Monday. Adam, you've asked for Dan's email address. We'll send that through to you separately under separate cover. So that's not a problem there. That'll be with you in the next 5 minutes or so. So thank you very much, everybody, for attending. Thank you, Dan, for that insight, and we look forward to welcoming you on the next Ingenuity Digital event. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.